Let's continue exploring linear equations. Specifically, let's look at the slope-intercept form of the equation. And in this video, we're going to focus on just this guy right here. We are going to look at m, which means the slope of a line. Now, slope is written several different ways. Some people like to say it's the rise over the run, and that's correct. That's just fine. But now that we're a little more mature in our algebra, we want to make sure that we know that going across any graph, say a graph like this one here, you'll notice that as we're going positive in the x direction, our slope is not rising, it's actually falling. So another way to look at it is to say it is the change of y over the change of x, where the Greek letter delta, here is used to mean change. To be more specific, we can call delta the difference. And why would we call delta the difference rather than the change of? We can use those interchangeably. Well, we would call it difference because of the formula that we use for slope. Here I have a graph with 2 points that I can clearly see where they are. In fact, the first point here in blue is the point 0, because I haven't left the x-axis. I haven't left the y-axis. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the point up here is 0, 4. And this point down here, this other blue point, is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So it'll be 3, 2. And what I want to know is, in drawing my line between those 2 points, how far down did I go? How far down did I go first? And then from there, how far to the right did I go? What is the difference, in other words, between those 2 points? So let's do the down here in this color, this magenta-like color. And we say we started at the position 4. So m is equal to, we started at the position 4, and we moved to the position 2, so 4 minus 2, and that's over in green. We started at the position 0, and we moved to the position 3. So 4 minus 2, that's the difference from here to here, and 0 minus 3, that's the difference from here, from this position where we started at the 0 to the 3. Well, from there it's just arithmetic, right? 4 minus 2 is 2. 0 minus 3 is a negative 3. So our slope for this line here, is a negative 2/3. That is the change of y over the change of x. So that's to say, if I wanted to graph the next point on my line, I would first have to go down 2 and then over 3, and in fact my point would be there at 6, 0. That's correct. Okay, so let's take a look at another graph. Let's see this one. Now this one's a little bit different in that, notice that it goes up as we go from left to right. So whereas the last graph had a negative slope, notice how we have a negative number here for m, this one now will probably have a positive slope because it goes in from a different direction. So let's pick a couple of points here. It looks like I have a point here. Let's start down here at 1, 2, 3, negative 3, comma, negative 5. Is that correct? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, negative 3, negative 5. And my next point here is, in fact, we won't even go to the next point. Let's go all the way up. To show you how slope works, let's go all the way up to here. And that point is 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 2, 5. This will give you a little bit of example of how slope works. See, now I'm changing all the way up, and I'm going all the way up to this level here before I cross over and go that way. So what's the difference from here to here? Well, that difference is I'm going from m is equal to, I will be going from -5 to minus +5, and that'll be over -3 to +2, so -2. And when I do that subtraction, I end up with -10 over -5, which simplifies to, because that's where I went. I went up 10 first, and then I went over 5, right? Because a negative divided by negative is a positive. So basically that's 10 over 5, right? But notice that 10 over 5 is the same as, it's the same as 2, or 2 over 1. So I just as easily could have from here gone up 1, 2, and over 1. And in fact, you can see that my next point is there, up 2 and over 1. And if I kept going in that ratio, up 2 and over 1, eventually I would go 10 over 5. So slope, you make sure you want to simplify your fractions when you have a fractional slope. So that is our discussion on slope. Please make sure that you realize that slope is the rise over the run, and that the rise over the run is basically the difference of x over the difference of y. I am specifically not going to write the slope formula in this video. We'll write it in the next one if we need to, just so that you can remember yourselves that we're talking about the difference of the ratio of the differences, and you can come up with the slope formula yourself.